So on page 52, we're continuing with similar themes from 2-01. We are still going to be working on rate of change, and we'll get some more vocabulary for our graphs. So a graph should have a title and two axes, a horizontal axis and a vertical axis. And on the graph, that is actually 2 pages ahead, what is the title of the vertical axis in this graph? So if you go to page 53 in your book, this graph is presented, and I have it here in color, but unfortunately it's sideways. So this is the vertical axis, and it says share of population that attended formal education. So share of population, it's a little vague, but that really just means percentage. You can see that it goes from 0 to 100. So the percentage of people who attended school, basically. That is the label for the vertical axis. Actually, I think that question was asking us for the title of the graph. And I'm looking for a title. And all I see at the top is a legend that tells us what these various colored lines represent. So this vertical axis might be our best bet at a title unless we use the heading we see down here in the link provided. Population having attained at least basic education by region. So that's sort of a title, and it says a similar thing to this. The title of the vertical axis. Okay, so that's what we had. And share means percentage. The horizontal axis doesn't have a title, but it's pretty clear that the numbers are years. Each axis has a scale. Scale refers to the numbering system used to order the axes. And we want those to be spaced equally and labeled consistently. So the scale on the horizontal axis, starting at 1870 to 2010 in 20-year increments. Let's see if we agree with that. Well, there's a 10-year increment here, but then after that it is in 20-year increments. So it's a little bit like the previous population graph where it was consistent all the way across except at the end. So this graph stops in 2010, and so it isn't able to provide another 20-year increment. What are the numbers, units, and increment for the vertical axis? So the numbers are 0 to 100. The units are percents, which is not explicitly stated, and the increment is 10. So we can see that these are spaced 10, 20, 30, and so on. And I generally like my graphs to start at 0 and then to have equally spaced numbers. Every once in a while I will see somebody presenting some data and they'll just go 10, 11, 18, 25. They're putting the numbers down from the data points they have, but those numbers are not equally spaced. So as a rule, keep these increments the same as you go up. It's a scale.